was pretty good. Yeah, it's good to be in Finland again.
So you like it?
Of course. Well, I like to skate, so anywhere, anytime.
Okay, what was the level of skating? What do you think about Finnish skaters and the ramps that they were built?
Oh, the ramps were good. I think the skaters, skaters were good. There was a good turnout. The crowd was really into it, so I think it was a good event.
Yeah, thank you. Any last words?
Well, skate for fun, self-expression, and don't be afraid to be an individual. Stand strong.
Strong words from strong man. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no problem. Take care. Are you traveling a lot after this?
I'm supposed to go to Japan.
You're supposed to go, but now you're not?
Yeah, I'm going in 2 weeks.
I'm going to Finland on Wednesday.
Oh yeah. When's your last year? That's fun.
Hey Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Wondering if you wouldn't mind just a couple of real quick questions.
No problem.
Great. Today you were pretty aggressive out there. You always continue to play that way?
Well, yeah, skateboarding has always been an aggressive pursuit. I mean, it's, I've never really gone about it, technically or, the more finesse side of it. I really like to skate hard and go big and take chances. Well, when I was 14 years old, I discovered skateboarding, and that was probably the most important thing that ever happened in my life. Because at that moment, and for the first time in my life at that moment, I had purpose, meaning, and direction in my life. And it's really hard to say where I would have gone or what would have happened to me without that discovery. '20th, dude. I got 19th though. Hey, remember that year we first and second? Now we're 19th and 20th.
You guys still rolling after a lot of years?
Pretty good. I don't know. I probably won't see you until Europe or something. Yeah, I'm going to Finland and Woodward.
Maybe sometime in June.
See you in Europe.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All the pro skateboarders never see each other in the summer, except for at contests. Winter time we'll go straight.
Yeah.
Before she passed away, said, son, when I'm gone, don't forget to pray, 'cause there'll be hard times. Hard times, oh yeah. Who knows better than I?
Your names first. Mike V.
Damn.
Those are good names.
Why do you guys do this? For the money, for the thrill, or to get chicks?
For fun, for personal enjoyment.
I do contests for the money. Skate for fun.
That's honest.
Hard times, oh yeah, yeah. Who knows? I will a better thing I.
All right, here we go. Jacked up knees, jet lag, diarrhea, but it's the big contest run. Gotta suck it up. This music sucks. Now watch me blow it. Call out the music and you blow it. What? Come on, dude. DJ should be quicker than that. What is it? I don't even know what the f it is. Back to the top. Thanks, Rick. Really appreciate that. Say a little louder.
That's so rad.
Thanks, man.
Hey, give me a fear noogie.
I don't know how.
Fear noogie. Love noogie. Fear noogie.
Oh. All right, here goes Big Bam. Oh, little. Uh-oh, missed the K grind. This is it again. I'm gonna beat him. Uh-oh, made the nollie. Nollie 3. Nice try, buddy. Did you have a good first run? Oh, no?
How has it been? We just did a contest in Helsinki. That's the first thing. And that was really great. And this is the first stop of our tour. Hey guys, I'm gonna skate some more. I'll sign when I'm done skating. You wanna tell them that? Well, I like it a lot. This is the kind of stuff I grew up skateboarding, wooden ramps. You know, it feels, for lack of a better word, like this is skateboarding to me. I prefer this over the big arena with doing the big show. Who wants it? No. This guy right here. I think it was boredom. I grew up in a town where there wasn't a whole lot going on, not a whole lot to do, and I think my options at that time as a young person were basically the only options I had was to find trouble, and I luckily found skateboarding instead, and I think it saved me from a lot of problems I could have gotten into.
So you've been all around the world. So how do you figure like Finland compared with other places?
Oh,
Because it's kind of new thing though.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know that it is. It's skateboarding is always sort of been underground. It's not, you know, you don't really see it. I mean, it's very popular now. So people like yourself, newspaper might, you know, you'll be doing a story on it now. But it's always been there, you know, and it will always be there. But the scene here in Finland is comparable to anywhere else in the world. You know, skill-wise, you have one of the best skateboarders in the world comes from Finland, Arto Sari. So it's, you know, you guys are right there with everybody else.
Arto cracked his head, out cold, trying to wake him up. I don't know what to do. But I'm like kind of in shock, you know? I'm standing over him and dude, his head's dented in. You know? I see the guy come and then Lance Mountain's like, hey man, just back off. These guys are his teammates, his buddies, you know. They're like, no, he's got to back up. He's like, get out of here. And I was like, hey man, gets nose to nose with me. And that was it, man.
Some security guard or some person wants to come onto the street course to try and enforce some sort of law that doesn't exist. You have guys that because they have badges or special shirts or walkie-talkies, they feel like they can put their hands on you or tell you what to do. I've always had a problem with authority, but I especially have a problem with authority at a skateboard event where I'm supposed to be the talent that's performing. These guys aren't there to put their hands on me, they're there to work for me. You know, these are the kind of guys that don't like skateboarding in the first place, so they come out onto our street course and they decide they're gonna put their hands or, you know, they're gonna try and tell me what to do. Well, who do you tell? Who do you go to when this is supposedly the law? There's no one that's gonna help you, so it's frontier justice. When there is no law, I'm the law. If more people thought the way I did and lived their lives the way I live my life, these problems wouldn't happen because it's about respect. Is the scale alright?
No, so shaky. Like it feels like my other leg's in the cast. I'm just like holding it like this and trying to skate.
You're gonna be with us tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a fire. Oh, they could have had
All right, how's it going? For how long have I been touring around the world? I've been touring the world since 1986.
So what do you actually do? Show some new tricks and
No, I'll just go in there and attack that place. You got like Arto Sari, you know, who is progressing and helping the sport evolve. And, you know, he's doing all the new tricks, but you know, that's he's a young guy. I'm an old guy. You know, I'm past that.
So how old are you?
I'm almost 30, and in skateboarding, that's pretty damn old.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Is that it? We're done?
That's about it. Maybe he will take some pictures when
Sure.
you go there.
Of course.
Nothing ENunn, where are you?
Jesus.
Second place went to Mike Vallely.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Ow! Ow! What do I win? Is this me? See me avoid those hugs? Yeah. Now you gotta avoid them.
I didn't want to touch any else.
No, dude. I gave him the vibe. I was like, oh.
What's with this music?
I don't know.
All right.
Star Wars?
Cold hard cash.
Mike? U.S. cash.
Cool. Well, right on. We'll have a good summer, man. You too, Arto.
All right, later.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah.
Is it gonna record like that? Okay. Well, I wouldn't want to make any generalizations about Finland. I don't think that'd be right. I don't think that'd be my place to say anything like that. But the bottom line is that I've had a really good time here, and the Finnish skaters have been really great to me. And so I'm going home a happy man, and I'm glad I came. I go home for about a week and a half, and then I'm going to be doing a lot of skate camps in the States. I'll be in Pennsylvania.
Rollins? Jesse, what's the story behind the pig?
We had ramp right here when I was 15 years old. Neighbors right across the street, they're looking at us right now. They didn't like it, so we had these big bushes up. Came home one day, my daddy cut down every bush in the yard, and so instead of them sitting on their porch looking at us skating, being pissed off, now she has to look over at the giant pig with skateboard wheels as the eyes, and then at nighttime the eyes light up, so she's always seeing the pig no matter what.
It's like it's a landmark. Like you're at Graceland or something.
And going back to what these guys were talking about earlier about, giving back to skateboarding or what you get out of skateboarding. For me, the real reward is getting to meet you guys and being able to pass on that passion and the power of skateboarding and the promise of skateboarding. And that's, for me, that's where it's at, That was good. You just let your weight, you let your weight shift back too much. All right, let's see that rock fakie. Perfect. Perfect. Go for the kickflip. Oh!
Hi, 411 issue 32 or 3. Your anniversary, you said you might start skating vert again.
Yeah, it started yesterday. It hasn't been going too good.
I thought you did good.
Well, thanks, but hopefully by the end of next week it'll be a little bit better. I don't know, man. It's a whole other world up there, man. You know, I grew up going out the door and flowing, so I have nothing wrong with flowing my way over to the vert ramp and sessioning. If you know, I don't have a career there, I'll tell you that. You know, but I have fun there for sure. I leave the vert skating to these guys.
So tough, we're all skateboarders. Like Dub last night, if you guys saw his chin last night, it looked like an upside down taco or something. It was just so split, and he's like, "You sure I gotta get stitches?" I'm like, "There's no question you gotta get stitches. I'm gonna look for myself." Yeah, I think I gotta get stitches. You know what I mean? Like, we're all so tough, but there's a point when you know you gotta seek professional help.
Hey, what happened to Kane? Did you see it?
I saw him sitting over there.
Oh, you didn't see? Oh, he's over here now?
Yeah, I saw him sitting over there.
Oh, really? He left on a stretcher and then he came back?
Yeah.
Third place, Black Label rider Christian
Third.
Damn, dude.
Hey, sweetheart!
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Not top 3, dude. Top 3 with that haircut. Top 3 with that haircut. How'd you do it? How'd you do it?
What?
How'd you do it? Come on, talk to the camera. How'd you do it?
I guess I did good. I got 3rd place.
Mike, you wouldn't have to know how to break into a van, would you?
Yeah, just break the window.
Dr. Keys in there?
Yeah, you can see him from the outside. Let's see some aggression, some Mike V aggression.
All right, give me the board.
Tape to the. Hey, hold on. I think this one would be the best one. But,
all right.
or the other one on the other side. What do you think?
Yeah, let me get that heavier board.
That was hot.
One of the most commonly asked questions as a pro skater is, what's your favorite place to skate? And I usually tell people that, wherever I happen to be, because as witty as that sounds, it's also a very honest answer. It's from moment to moment. But if I have to break it down, I break it down to Australia. The best place I've ever skated is in Australia. Not any particular park or particular spot, but just the vibe that's here, the energy that's here. As much as skating has evolved and progressed, and as many public parks as you guys have in Australia, there's still some sort of soul somewhat here. At least it has seemed to me that way at times I've been here. And other places I go, it's just really, void of that. It's just kind of like, kids on pieces of wood doing tricks and following trends and fads and not really being about anything. Skaters in Australia, they seem to be about something.
ones who represent a new train of thought, they are the ones who ain't gonna take no more.
Well, I have this strong need or desire to do my best to empower young people. I hope that somehow through my skating, through going out there and doing what I do, that the skateboarding can be something monumental in your life, that it's not just this recreation, it is something so much more, and I just hope that somehow through my skating I can make believers out of other people. It seriously saved my life, and I've said it a million times, and I have it on t-shirts and everything, but it's not a joke, man, it's for real. Skateboarding has saved my life. I really believe that, and I think that skateboarding is so powerful it can save other people's lives.
Yeah, we made it far.
Yep. Did 20 feet.
Better now than on the highway.
It's still there.
We're alive. Now, Max, did you not realize that the trailer was not attached to the van?
It was attached. Tiny put it on.
He set it on the bumper?
To be honest with you, I've never been as well received anywhere else in the world as I have been in Australia as far as my skating goes. I feel like, geez, maybe I should move here. It's been that good. The skaters here have been that nice to me, and I've always felt welcome here. And the level of excitement when I'm skating, it was better than anywhere else I've ever been. It really made me feel really good. Well, my daughter's 7 years old. That is something that, for me in my life, is the bottom line. That's what it's all about, is family, and it's something I really believe in, and I feel like it's my contribution to life. It makes going away harder, being away harder. If anything, it inspires me to skate harder and try and go further. I believe in what I'm doing, and I don't get paid for this. You know, I don't make money doing these demos. You know, I do this for free, and I think, you know, I think about the kids that have gotten the flyers, that know that I'm coming to their town to skate, and I remember when I was that kid waiting for the pros to come to town, and there's just no way I'm about to let those people down. They expect me to come, they expect me to skate, they expect me to skate my ass off, and that's what I'm going to do. Regardless of whatever ailments I have, I can rise above any physical pain for a couple hours. The skaters are worth it. Skateboarding's worth it.
We'd like Newcastle to give a great big welcome to the Decca and Black Label team, proudly brought to you here today by Koala Skateboards and Newey Skate.
How long have you been doing the spoken word for?
About 4 or 5 years. It feels like what I should be doing. It feels important to start some sort of dialogue, to open lines of communication and talk about things. I felt like I can only communicate so much through my skating, and that's what that's about.
1984, I saw Black Flag play. At that show, I bought a t-shirt, and when I was buying the t-shirt, I also noticed there was a little Xerox book of writings there, and I said, what the hell's that? And the guy behind the counter said, oh, that's Henry Rollins' poems. I said, really? Give me one of those too. It definitely had an impact on me. I did an interview with him for another website, and actually went up and had a conversation with him and stuff, and it was really cool, man. I think the world of the guy.
When I'm done skating, man.
Huh?
When I'm done skating.
being skateboarders, we're definitely not world renowned, and not everyone knows who we are, but to the kids that skate, we're everything. What comes about it is a heavy responsibility, and that's why I do what I do. I am who I am.
Tattoos are important as well. I see you have a lot of tattoos.
No, they're not important.
They're not important.
No, they're not important. They're kind of silly, actually.
Would you like a tattoo if I paid for you a tattoo in your forehead that said, "To be honest, I'm a nerd," or "I'm empty inside," or "Hit"?
Hey, how much do you pay for that mini disc recorder?
Well, I don't pay anything. It comes with the job.
Well, you might just lose it. What are you gonna tell your job?
What? Sorry.
Okay. No. Sorry. That's over with.
Lost by an echo I'd never have known. I've got pictures to prove I was there, but you don't care. Here's me overseas, across the pond.
Well, you don't need anything except for a skateboard and a love for what you're doing. That's all you really need. The rest will follow. To make it to the professional level, you need plenty of talent, and but you need that love needs to stay intact. I believe you have to really have a passion for what you're doing. I believe that's how I've continued to make a living as a professional, because I do have a passion for this sport, for lack of a better word, sport, and. I don't know. I can't really speak for anybody else but myself. I think for me, it's all about just love for skateboarding. That's why I'm a professional. That's why I will continue to be a professional. Mark, can I take this mic off?
I've got pictures to prove I was there, but you don't care. There's room to believe, out of sight, out of mind, out of reach. Start over. There's no way to begin. There's room don't wear white. Every day I work hard. At night I spend a restless time. The rich kids and all their lazy money, they can't hold a candle to mine. Tell your mama and your papa, sometimes good guys don't wear white. Good guys, bad guys, which is which? The white collar worker or the digger in the ditch? Man, who's to say who's a better man? I'm always doing the best I can, best I can. You thought I had a dirty mind. All the messed up chicks of the changing times. White filth and easy living. It can't come close to the love that I've given to tell your mama and your papa. Sometimes good guys don't wear white. Every day I work hard. At night I spend a restless time. The rich kids and all their lazy money, they can't hold a candle to mine. Tell your mama and your papa, sometimes good guys don't wear white. Good guys, bad guys, which is which? The white collar worker or the digger in the ditch? Man, who's to say who's a better man? I'm always doing the best I can, best I can. You thought I had a dirty mind. All the messed up chicks of the changing times. White filth and easy living. It can't come close to the love that I've given to tell your mama and your papa. Sometimes good guys don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white.
I'm usually up and at it around 7 a.m. After taking a shower, getting my daughter up, eating breakfast with her, and taking her to school, I come back to the house and start handling communications and whatever else is piled up on my desk. I answer all of my emails that I get through my website. I get a healthy amount, and it can be pretty time-consuming. I also send out autographs and stickers to anyone who has written me. On this particular day, I also worked on setting up the Accel winter tour a little bit before making some phone calls to set up the rest of the day.
Hello, Paul. Hey, it's Mike V. Did you get my message? I'm just gonna be filming for the Day in the Life thing. I just want to get some clothes and maybe skate the ramp a little bit. Yo, want to meet me at Hurley at noon? That's raw.
My buddy Jason Rothmeyer came by for a mid-morning skate session. We headed over to a local manual pad in a parking lot and did our thing. Skating with Jason is always good. No egos, no politics. We just skate.
Very basic, but it's definitely just what you know. It's plain old manual pad.
What do you got for this thing? Pretty decent manual pad.
Yeah, it's good.
Afterwards, Jason had to go to work, so I dropped him off at his car and I headed over to Hurley.
I'll call you later.
Stacy Lowry and my wife Ann met me over there, where my team manager Paul Gomez took us on a tour of the warehouse, and we all picked up some new threads. Are those flannels over there I see? I'm getting that. Next month we're going to be in Illinois.
For what?
To the East Coast, back up to
Black Label?
Minnesota. No, Accel tour. 2-week tour of the Midwest. Me, Stacy, Christian Svitek, Stefan Natardo, and Joey Pulsiver. Paul and Ann took off, but Stacy and I hung out and had a quick session on the Hurley ramp. Afterwards, I headed over to 411 to hook up with Mark Nisbet to check out the progress of my new video, Stand Strong. After hanging out there for a bit, I grabbed a late lunch, then had a quick solo session at one of my favorite spots, the Burger Bank.
I wonder how long we're gonna last here.
Yeah, it's the old spot right here, man. We've been skating here since... Really? I've been skating in this place, this shopping center, for about at least 11 years.
I got back in the truck and sat in traffic for a while and got back home just in time to catch the end of my daughter's dance class. I went home for a minute and checked my email. From there I took the family out for sushi. I went home and checked my email again. Then it was off to the skate lab in Simi Valley for a late night session. We got up there just as the final session was ending, but the good people at the skate lab let us skate for another hour or so, and it was much appreciated.
Drop in, lean to tail, chest slide, invert over spine. Between speak and smoking, and now I feel unknown. I feel alone, I do.
This wasn't necessarily a typical day in my life. I usually spend more time at home with the family, but I figured when you buy one of these videos, you want to at least see some skating. That was the plan. After skating up in Simi, I went home, gave my sleeping daughter a kiss, and climbed into bed myself, but not before checking my email one more time.
Somehow I found myself at a lunch with some music company executive type people, and they were, I mean, I was listening to their conversation, and they kind of were living out every stereotype I've ever heard about these kind of people. you know, talking trash on artists that they work with, and you know.
That's real common. Yeah.
And going beyond that, you know, talking trash on people that are established like yourself and have roots in the industry and have a soul. You know, just saying, well, that time is done, that era is done, those people are done. You know, we're looking for fresh faces, we're looking for the new thing.
You have to realize how these people make their money. These people make their money by finding the next Nirvana. And it's how they keep their job. And the level they're at in the music industry is columns and numbers and up or down. For me, it's ebb and flow. You know, you have a record that does really well, you have a record that doesn't do very well. The whole time, I'm working. I'm touring, I'm recording through thick and thin, like Neil Young. He has a big record, he has a little record. He's always jamming though. For these guys, it's sink or swim. And so their thing is pass or fail. Me, I just go and go. And so these people kind of get off on the talk and the numbers. And a lot of them there's a lot of good people in the music business, and there's a lot of corny, money and ego motivated people, and you'll find that in the fishing bait industry and the ball bearing industry. It's everywhere. In entertainment, there's so much money to be had for so little work. There's a lot of suckers in that pool, all jump going, oh no, it's me, no, it's me, no, it's me. And you have to be very savvy. And people like that, some guy at lunch talking trash about me, he has no idea in his tiny little mind what he's dealing with on any level. A, I've been there before him, I'll be there after him. B, he'd never say it to me if we're standing in the driveway of that restaurant. Because I'd be going home with an ear. His, not mine. And so, the music industry is rife with that kind of, these drifters. They're just con men. What you got to keep in mind is the music is important. And what changed for me in the world of music was when I started taking more control of my output. For instance, the new album of mine, I don't know if you heard it or not, it's called Get Some Go Again. I produced that myself. I financed it myself. You know, I had an advance coming from the record company. And DreamWorks is cool, I don't have a problem with them at all. It's just, I didn't tell them I was making the record. I just went and did it. I recorded it about 5 blocks from here, right down the street. And I knew the engineer I wanted, I knew the studio I wanted. I made the phone calls, I booked the time, I brought the boys in, we did the record, I produced it. And I just, went to the bank and said, pay him and him, thanks. And the record company didn't hear about a record until I was mixing it. And they came to a talking show I was doing in West Hollywood. They said, you're doing a record? I went, yeah, it's done. Like, well, how come we didn't know? I said, because I didn't tell you. Because I don't feel the need to tell you everything I'm doing. And you'll hear it when I'm ready to play it for you. And I gave them a reference CD of the album. They went, wow, this is great. I went, well, good. Good thing you like it, otherwise it would have been a little sticky. And so, negotiations would have gotten intense. But luckily they liked the record. And I said, well, there you go, it's done. And I got my advance later. And having that kind of mobility and that kind of knowledge will work for you in almost any situation. You say you've gone from company to company looking for good representation and a shot in what I'm sure is a very lucrative and very competitive, playing field. Not everyone gets to be Tony Hawk with like his video game and his website and 80 t-shirts. I mean, the guy is immersed to the hilt, and why not? He's doing his thing. Good for him. If I was in your position, in that single guy, not part of a band, not part of a group of people, solo athlete, I'd be looking to make my own thing. Incorporate my name, my company.
Right. Well, I mean, for myself, I found out very early on that no one was going to help me get what I wanted. So I've created, for myself, I've made my own audience, my own market, without the help from the industry. And now, there was a time when the industry would have liked to not have me around, but they couldn't deny that I was there. I was surviving in spite of them. And that's something that in looking at your career, I found a correlation that it seemed no matter what, you were pushing forward, moving on.
Absolutely.
And that's something that, you know, I definitely identify with. And
you have to be unstoppable, and you have to realize you will go through a lot of stuff just to get to do your thing. Unless you want to be a banker, unless you want to be a guy who goes with the grain, that big middle lane of America opens for you, and money you don't have will be offered to you. Like, you have 80 people trying to give you a loan that you'll never be able to pay back. So you can live in a house that'll never be yours, that they can take away, and you'll be offered lots of bad food, lots of beer and alcohol, tobacco, a bunch of bad movies, Tom Cruise films, all kinds of mediocre nightmares, and it's all there for you, and you'll never own any of it. You never get to be the man. You always get to serve the master. Then if you have real balls and real guts and a modicum of brains, and you're willing to go the harder, more vastly interesting route, you go do your own thing. And if you can hold on tenaciously and use your wits, you win. And at the end of the day, the marbles all have your initials on them.
Right.
And that's the way to do it.
That seemed to be the spirit of the music that you've always performed.
It's the only way I've known to do it. It's how I was raised with Black Flag.
Sure, it was the spirit of skateboarding, but there's only a few people that are carrying that on.
No.
You're one of them, but who else out there is dragging it on with everything that they have to oppose? Like I was talking about these record company people. I mean, it's very difficult for someone to even know about that kind of information anymore. Like when I got into punk rock music and I got into skateboarding, it was there. That information was there. Do your own thing, be your own person, be an individual. I don't see anyone informing people of that anymore.
Well, depends where you look. I mean, there's a lot of people like Ian MacKaye in the band Fugazi, and that band is a real mouthpiece for a do-it-yourself, think for yourself, respect yourself attitude. There's guys like Jello Biafra. There's lots of newsletters, websites, and bands who are doing it themselves, and they're playing in rooms this big, but they're playing, and they're not taking grief from that guy and that guy and that guy, and no one owns them. And, they might miss a meal here or there, but man, at least they're not flipping hamburgers, which to me is like kind of the end of the road. And so you just have to go the hard way, and it doesn't get any easier because the powers that be have found lots of tricky ways to own more of everything. And so no matter how indie you want to be, at a certain point, Sony's there. You turn a corner and it belongs to Warner Brothers, or it's owned by, some company that makes plastic, firearms, pharmaceuticals, and cars, and TVs. And you're like, Right. And the world is getting smaller like that. So you have to be brainier, and your honesty and your guts and your force of your human will comes more into the forefront. And never in the history of my life have I seen where your honesty and your guts are making more of a statement than to be doing your own thing right now. It's harder,
sure.
And there's more people trying to give you the runaround. And there's people in the music industry that you watched talking trash about the artists that they work with. That's like going home and having your girlfriend torch your car while you've been out running. Wait, you're the home team. Why are you destroying me? I thought you were my friend. And so you realize, I realize that I don't really have any friends in that world. I have people who think they can make money off me. And so I never go to the record company and talk about art. I take care of the art over here. When I go to the record company, I talk about zeros and ones and sevens and marketing. They say, I love your song. I go, that's nice. Skip it. Talk to me about how much your budget you're going to give me to advertise there, and there. Because I don't talk about art with you. I take care of the art, you take care of the commerce. When I'm in your building, I talk commerce talk to you. Because I don't give a damn what you think about art. Because you're wearing a tie and you crunch numbers for a living. What can you tell me about what I do? Except how you can sell it. So I've learned to speak other people's languages. And when I go to release a record, by the time the record's done, the picture sleeve is done, I'm only thinking about the marketplace. The art is sitting on a 5-inch piece of plastic. It's done. It's sealed in plastic on a zinc disc. I got to sell it now. And I got to use these people to help me facilitate that, and I've got to help them along too.
Right.
And as long as you can understand that relationship, Ice-T once said it on Jay Leno in 1991. I was recording a record and I watched him on TV, having just finished Lollapalooza with him. I'm like, hey, there's our buddy Ice. And he said, believe me, the day I stop selling records, I will not be able to get into reception at the record company I'm at now. So the worst thing any artist can do is think that the record company is their friend. And that hit me. I already kind of knew that, but when he said it, the way he said it, in that soundbite, I felt like someone like hit me in the mouth. I was like, we all sat there like, whoa, that was intense.
Yeah.
And he's right. And so I've never really considered myself having friends there, just people who I'm working with, and we have a co-interest in exploitation of a 5-inch CD master for a period of time.
Right.
And in your business, you know, the more of what you have that you own, say if you have a design of skate or a wheel or a shirt design, if you have that design, you should own it. You should make sure you own it legally. And if you find a company who wants to put that design out, like I'm sure all these guys have their own boards, you know, Caballero, whoever, you know, whoever these guys are who have their thing. I mean, I don't know all the new names. I'm kind of a Tony Alva, Jay Adams, Stacy Peralta school guy. In fact, Stacy was here just a few weeks ago. Honored my home having a great one.
Dogtown interview?
Yeah.
Cool.
I've met all those guys over the years, and having Stacy Peralta in my building, I was just beside myself. I was like, I can't believe this. Big, I photoed him before, back in the day. But anyway, if you have that kind of thing, the most I would ever do is license it to where you always own the parts. I own all my early solo records. You know, I just reissued them. You know, so I was smart enough to pay for them myself and never relinquish the masters. David Bowie owns every song he's ever done. He owns that whole catalog. That guy could buy Uruguay tomorrow. But better than that, forget the money. Money's good when you're hungry and you need to pay the rent. Artistic control and artistic integrity are what is important. And the less people you have able to mess with you, and that, like I said before, references back by going the slow, hard route. By, you know, staying broke, if that's what it takes for you to own your machine. Because then you have less people telling you, oh, you can't do that. Oh yeah? I can. I own it. You better get out of my way, because if you don't want to do it, I'll find someone else who will.
Right.
And you'll always find someone else who will.
Well, the first time I ever saw you was 1984 with Black Flag Souvenir Tour at City Gardens. I grew up in New Jersey. And
that's a great venue, man.
Yeah, it was my first show I'd ever been to. I'd just gotten into skateboarding. I'd just gotten into the whole music scene at the time. And I was 14 years old. And I remember we skipped school that day. And we drove down to City Gardens from New Brunswick area. And we got down there early in the day, and I believe we heard you guys sound check. And we saw you at the market across the street.
Yep.
And I've always credited skateboarding with sort of saving my life in some respect. But there was something about that day that has affected me for the rest of my life as well. I remember I was skating the side of the building. I didn't even have my own skateboard yet. I was borrowing some kid's that was there. I had a mohawk and low-top Vans on. You know, I was living it, you know. And I jumped over this tar barrel, and you had come walking by, and you kind of gave me something, all right, man. He kept on. Everyone's like, he was talking, Henry talked to you, Henry talked. I was like, yeah. So we get inside, and the show starts, and there was a bunch of bands that I wasn't identifying with, and most people, that whole crowd just hung back.
Right.
Just sat around talking, and then all of a sudden, we realized the next band coming on was Black Flag. And someone grabbed me and said, go! And we ran to the stage. And I got right up on the front. And now I don't know if my memory is correct. I mean, this is the way I saw things, you know, which is how I get a lot of my friends and people say, oh, that's not how it happened. You're exaggerating.
Oh, yeah.
But this is how I saw it. This is how it was to me. It doesn't matter what anyone else tells me. This is how it came. This is how it happened. And I remember the roadies or the band started setting up, and you came out and you began pacing the stage before it was happening, and you worked yourself up to a pretty decent sweat. I was going, "What? This guy is a maniac. What the hell's he doing?" You know?
That's an intense tour.
Yeah, and this is before. I think this is before you went barefoot because you had Vans on the socks. And
85 I went barefoot, or late 84.
You're going back and forth, and I'm like, "This is great." I mean, the show hadn't even started, but I was like, "This is great, man." And as soon as the first notes of the songs started, and right on cue, you were still pacing, and you grabbed the mic right as the first
The lyric was supposed to hit, and the whole place exploded behind me, and I got crushed against the stage, and my head bounced off the stage, and it was one of the best moments of my life. And later on in the show, you took your shoes off, you wringed your socks out into a cup, and you handed me the cup, and you said, "Hey man, drink this." And I said, "No way, man, no way." You're like, "If you don't, I will." And I did. Yeah, I was like, "I won't do it." And you hit it, and everyone's like, "You should have drank it." But
I did that on Halloween night in Miami that year. I gave the crowd a plastic cup. I said, "Fill this with money and I'll do something really gross." And it came back with dollar bills and coin stuffed, and I went, "Whoa, I'm going to Denny's with this after the show." Went behind the amps, took my shorts, my socks off, put the cup on top of the amp. Full cup, like 8-ounce cup of sweat from my shorts and my socks and my sneakers. I went, and everyone's like, oh, no. And it's Halloween, everyone's drunk and on acid in the crowd, you know, typical Miami regression. And I just like drank the whole thing, and everyone's like, oh. And that night, I had a big ass dinner, which was, in those days was like, yes, food at Denny's, I'm living large. Yeah. Because I drank my own sweat, felt like Gandhi. But yeah, those were some intense days.
I mean, that was all great. I mean, that whole experience was great, but it was what happened to me walking out of the show that really changed my life for the rest of my life. I went walking past the merchandise stand and saw the t-shirt, which I got kicked out of school many times wearing, a Sleep-It-In shirt. So I'm going to get one of those. My friends started heckling me because they were too pumped to buy a t-shirt or, you know, whatever. So I bought the shirt. It was the only money I had. And the guy there said, "Hey, we also got Henry's books." I said, "Books? What do you mean? He writes books?"
Oh yeah, Tom was selling her stuff.
What the hell are you talking about? And I saw the little folded over kind of zine 20.
Super rare now.
Yeah, well, actually, I know that because I spent a lot of money on eBay getting one.
Oh man, I'll give you one.
But I forked over the money for that as well.
$2, yeah.
And that was it. That was when I think became my own person. I had the confidence to be myself and say what I wanted to say and share my thoughts and my feelings and my writing with people. And it was something that, hey, I never really had a chance to talk to you, and I wanted to thank you for that.
That's a cool story. Cool.